Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today I wanted to talk to you about laying out fascia boards. We have this blank piece of 12-inch fascia from TimberTech AZEK. This board is thin. So this is their fascia board. It's only a 1/2 inch thick, but it has a very wide ability to cover up a lot of framing. So we're kind of doing a combination of Cortex parts and then exposed fastener parts, which what we use are some color matched star drive screws, stainless steel, made right for the AZEK product that AZEK puts out. It's their walnut color. But I just wanted to show you how we do it so that you understand kind of my process, because it's important to me that when I look at this deck over here and when I'm walking around it and I look at the fascia, all the screws line up. Every single one lines up vertically and horizontally, and it looks really good. And this is like a quick tip for you guys, just for those beginners, people that maybe didn't realize, oh wow, look how much nicer that could look if I don't just ram jam a bunch of screws into my boards. If I actually take some time and lay them out, look how nice they can look. So that's what this video is about. A lot of you pros out there, I'm sure you do the same thing, but we can compare notes, whatever. Leave me a comment down below. Also, if you like what you see today, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified every time we put out fresh content. Also, if you're digging the bucket hat, you can go get your own at Dr. Dex merchandise store. Links downstairs in the description. All right, let's get to it. So, I don't know how wide this board is. It's been pre-cut. The first thing I want to do, because I have an overlapping situation on what I'm doing, I'm going to put my screws 1 inch from the outside edge of this fascia board, because my fascia, the trim piece that I have overlaps this by 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm just going to go 1 inch, and what I'm going to do, I'm putting 2 screws every 12 inches or less on this board at 1 inch and at 8.5. So I'm going to pre-drill those with a smart bit, 1 inch, 8.5. Like so. All right. Now this side, I need to do the same thing. It's got the same idea, same concept. 1 inch, 8.5. The reason I'm going down 8.5 because my framing is 9.5 inches. So I want to be 1 inch up from the bottom of my frame, so I grab something good when I'm screwing my screws into the frame. If I put those screws down too low, they're gonna blow out, or I might miss completely. I mean, I've done all this before because I wasn't pre-drilling and pre-laying out anything. And you know, then you gotta throw that piece away. This stuff's expensive. It's like $8 a foot. So like I said before, I want fasteners every 12 inches or less. So I'm gonna measure from my drill hole to my drill hole. And I got 39.5 inches. So I can't go every 12 inches because I'll be short. I'll be overspanning. So I'm gonna actually put my tape like that. I'll probably put it up here. And because I can't add, I'm gonna go to my calculator, my construction calculator. All right, you guys have seen this before. So I'm gonna hit clear. I'm gonna go 39 inch and 1/2 divided by 4 is 9 7/8. Okay, let's try that again. 39, I just want to see for giggles. 39 inch and 1/2 divided by 3 is 13 3/16. So those are my options. I can go every 13 inches, 13 1/8 plus, or I have to go every 9 inches. When you're putting up this kind of fascia, because it's so thin, and because it can move in the heat, I'm gonna go ahead and put the extra fasteners in it. So we're gonna take that 9 inch measurement. So I'm gonna go 39.5, 39 inch and 1/2, divided by 4 spaces. That's why I'm dividing by 4, because I have 3 locations for screws, and that equals 9 7/8. So it's almost 10 inches. So that's acceptable. 10 inches, yeah, I'm in. So, okay, so let's just round up to 10 inches. I could even move my tape a quarter inch this way or 1/2 inch this way, and nobody And I mean, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know the difference if I go 9 7/8 versus 10 inches. If I just move my tape measure a ½ inch that way. So there's my first layout, there's 10, all right? So now I'm gonna come down an inch and drill a hole, come down to 8 1/2, drill another hole. Okay, now I can go to 20, do it again, down an inch. Here's a tip for you. When you're doing a lot of layout, we've laid out 150 feet worth of fascia today. I sometimes will put a Sharpie mark on my square, or you can put some electrical tape on your square above or below your mark, so you're not making a mistake of hitting the wrong place, okay? So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna measure from this hole to this hole, and I'm 19 7/8. So I'm just gonna say 10 inches there, all right? 10 inches. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps. All right, everything's equally spaced and looks really nice. I just gotta grab a few screws. We lay it out like this because, for one, we have to adhere to the manufacturer's specs on how we install the product. And this might not be exactly the way TimberTech and AZEK recommends us to install it, but this is how I'm doing it. They also make a special fascia screw, and if I didn't have all my ends locked in and the details, we're gonna go over that, and I'll show you how I install this board as well as part of this video. This is a little bit different technique of installing fascia. If I was just running 12 footers upon 12 footers, then I may consider using their oversized washer head screws as well, which gives the fascia a little bit of room to move back and forth. For this particular install, we're building in some expansion and contraction into the ends of the board by adding these additional trim pieces, so that's why we're doing it this way. So here we go. So then I'm just gonna pre-start all these screws.
Why do you do that?
Because this just makes it a lot easier. Sometimes I'll do all the layout on fascia. I might have somebody else hanging the board, and when you're fumbling around with screws and you're on a ladder and you're trying to install this, it becomes more of a hassle. If all the screws are already installed, it is a much faster and more convenient way to install the plank. So that's why either I will, or if somebody's ahead of me, if I'm behind schedule or I'm behind, they'll come over and they'll run the screws for me. So you can see one set of screw is 1 inch away from the end of the board. This side is like 2 1/2 away, 3 inches away from the edge of the board. So this side is going up. We all know this. If these were equally spaced, I would put an arrow up on the inside like that, okay? Just so my installer knew, oh, I gotta put this board up like this. But it's pretty obvious that this board, which direction it has to go. If you put it in upside down, these screws are gonna hit nothing. They'll hit air, so. Anyway, all right, so now our board is laid out. Let's go over to the other side of the deck and we'll get it installed. All right, so you can see, because of the type of deck we've built, this is a waterproof deck with a product called Dry in between the deck boards, so the water drains off the deck. We have these special corners that we made that have a groove in them that I had made last week. And what that does is it allows our fascia to expand and contract a little bit without worried about all the miters. I did all these folded corners and really nice miters on this so that it would look good. So now I'm going to take my piece of fascia and slide it up in here, okay? And then I'm gonna flush it out to the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and put the one screw in over here. Okay, nice and flush. I'm gonna check this side for height. You come up a little bit. I've got just a slight gap on each side. So that's good, that's good. And there you go. So that's how we're installing our fascia boards onto this deck. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, you learned something today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon if you want to be notified when we put out fresh content. Thank you very much. Stay level, my friends.